Pioneer fans, Pioneer Varsity Field Hockey is live and on the air. We are live here at Hollway Field, where it is the state playoffs for your Pioneer Varsity Field Hockey team taking on Plymouth-Canton. A lot of the times you have Plymouth-Canton, Salem all together, Plymouth-Canton together, and this will be fun. On the scoreboard, we have Plymouth in a dark black and Pioneer in purple. Plymouth-Canton is playing in purple with white shoulders, white on the shoulders, white numbers. Pioneers playing with their white tops with purple on the shoulder and the purple skirts with their kits. So Pioneers, the ones with the white tops. Plymouth-Canton are the ones with the purple tops. But it's kind of like the Chiefs versus San Francisco game last night, where it's red and white versus red and white. So that does happen on occasion, and that's what we have going on here today. Taking a look at Pioneer. Pioneer is 12-1-1 on the season. They're coming off versus a 7-0 win versus Forest Hills. Pioneer has a 6-game winning streak going. 7 games, excuse me. A 7-game win streak going if you count the playoffs. Their last game that was not a win was a tie versus Skyline. That was back on the 28th. They are 13 games in a row without a loss, as that was their only loss is the first game of the season to Skyline 4-2. Otherwise, they have one tie in the middle and otherwise wins. Now, you look at the other side, Plymouth-Canton started off a little rough. They are 11-2-1. They started off with 3 wins and a tie on the season, as they lost to Heartland, they lost to Mercy, and they lost to Bloomfield Hills. They then tied Farmington. They had a pair of wins then versus Brighton and versus Clarkston, 4-1 and 2-1. They tied Sacred Heart in a scoreless tie. They lost to Novi and Green Hills. And then they are on a 9-game winning streak since then. So they started off a little rough, as they had a 2-3-2. And then coming on from there, they have won 9 games in a row, beating Dearborn, beating Heartland, beating Etzel Ford, beating Dearborn again, beating West Bloomfield, beating Regina, beating Clarkston, and beating Bloomfield Hills. And then we'll talk about the playoff game. But they're a team that has, both teams are on winning streaks. Both teams have put a lot together, and both teams want to advance to Dearborn. Coming up, that would be in 2 days' time. So let's take a look and talk a little bit about the brackets and how we got to where we're at. The playoffs started, and down on our side of the bracket, it was Plymouth-Canton beating Rockford High School. That was a 5-4 win. And Pioneer High School beating Forest Hills 7-0. That's how we got here. On the other side, the top piece of this bottom side of the bracket, Saline beat Heartland. They advanced. That was 3-0. West Bloomfield beat Huron High School 2-0. So it's going to be Saline versus Bloomfield Hills. That is happening at 7 o'clock after this game here at Hollway Field. We will not be able to broadcast that game. But that game will happen at 7 o'clock right after this. And then the winners will end up going over to, interesting, I thought it was on this bracket it says it's going to be at Rockford, which would be rough for Saline versus Pioneer to play all the way at Rockford. I thought it was Dearborn, so we will double check that. If Pioneer wins, we'll double check where that ends up at. Now the top side, and they do have the other side, Dearborn, so I think they're both at Dearborn. Dearborn High School out on West Outer Drive. The very top side of the brackets, it was Skyline beating West Bloomfield by a score of 1-0. Then underneath that, it was Farmington United beating Brighton 2-1. So Skyline is playing Farmington, that game at 5 o'clock over at Novi School today. And then It is Dearborn High School beat Edsel Ford High School by a score of 3-1. They advanced. And then Novi High School beat Clarkston by a score of 8-0. So Skyline versus Farming today at 5 o'clock at Novi. Novi versus Dearborn High School at 7 o'clock over at Novi today. Then the winners will play 5 o'clock over at Dearborn. That is going to be on Wednesday. And then, again, I believe the winners of this game versus the winners of Saline Bloomfield Hills will play at 7 o'clock over at Dearborn. Then the final is going to be Saturday at 10 a.m. at Saline High School. So if Pioneer can win, they'll end up going to Dearborn to play. Again, we'll verify that. And then they will come back over to Saline to play at 10 o'clock on Saturday. And again, we will effort our best to broadcast that game. I know typically the league will have a broadcast as well. We'll see if they'll let us do it or not. And we'll reach out to Dearborn if we can win this game and see if we can do the Wednesday game. So that's where we're at. If we take a look a little bit deeper, digging into that last game for Plymouth-Canton, officially they're the Plymouth-Canton Educational Program. So PCEP, field hockey, versus Rockford. It was Rockford scoring in the first to take a 1-0 lead into the second. 2 scores by Plymouth-Canton in the second. It gave them a 2-1 lead at halftime. Rockford then scored twice in the third. Canton scored once in the third, and that made it 3-3 at the end of the third. And then they each scored a goal in the fourth. So it ended up 4-4 at the end of regulation. They went to 3 overtimes before Plymouth-Canton scored in the third overtime to win 5-4. Who scored for Plymouth-Canton? It was Matahar scored, and it was 2 by Christensen, and that is 3, or excuse me, here, let's do the goals. Those were the assists. So Matahar had a goal, Duggan had a goal, McCall had a goal, 2 goals by Bowl. There's a Bowl and a Bowles. We'll double check those pronunciations when John does the starting lineups. But so that's the 5. So Bowl with 2, McCall with 1, Duggan with 1, and Matahar with 1. The assist, Matahar had an assist, 2 assists for Christensen. On the other side, it was a goal for Frazier. It was a goal for Duell. It was 2 goals for Osborne to give them 4 goals out there. It was playing, it looks like both goalkeepers played, as James had 6 saves and Palladino had 4 saves. But again, they say save percentage 100%, and that can't happen. So obviously that's not official, because you can't have 100% save percentage and have 4 goals scored against you. But that's all right. Not all the items are entered. Let's take a look over at Pioneer. As Pioneer scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Your scores were a goal for Kinsey, a goal for Galvin, a goal for Bowers, 3 goals for Millman. She had the hat trick. A goal for Grabowski. That is the 7 goals. The assists, thusly, were 2 assists to Tolbert, an assist to Kate Solden, 2 assists to Bowers, and that is your 5 assists. So that was where that game ended up. Grand played 1 half, and Huffman played 1 half, and that they did have 100% save percentage on those. So that's where we're at. We'll play a little bit of the MHSAA, and as soon as John hops on the public address announcement here, we'll flip over and we'll put that on so you can hear the starting lineups. And we are getting ready to go for second round playoff action for the state championship in field hockey. You're watching Pioneer Varsity Field Hockey.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As they have a air horn out there to take over, and now we'll turn things over to John. As both teams lined up across the way again, Pioneer is in the white tops with Pioneer and block lettering in purple on the front, numbers in purple on the front and on the back, purple skirts, white socks. Plymouth-Canton is wearing their purple tops. They have almost what looks like kind of zebra stripes or something on the front with the purple slash across the dark purple stripe kind of going diagonally. They have their purple shorts. So the purple tops is going to be Plymouth-Canton. The white tops is going to be Pioneer. So again, you have that purple and white going on just to make it interesting for everyone to watch. So just keep your eyes on that, as we do have a nice day out here. And we'll turn it over to John.
Ann Arbor Pioneer High School and the Michigan High School Field Hockey League are pleased to welcome all guests, players, coaches, parents, students, alumni, and fans of the Plymouth-Canton Varsity Field Hockey Team and the Pioneer Varsity Field Hockey Team to today's match in the state tournament. First, let's meet the Panthers, who will be the guests on the scoreboard. Number 4, Abby Palladino. Number 7, A.J. James. Number 19, Allison Dugan. Number 35, Anna Bowl. Number 6, Aubrey Kuhn. Number 10, Becca Berry. Number 24, Bryn Christensen. Number 36, Eliana D'Angelo. Number 9, Emily Robertson. Number 1, Gabby Mano. Number 18, Gracie Bowl. Number 2, Harleen Matahar. Number 25, Yella Olderov. Number 14, Lauren Garrison. Number 5, Lindsay Allen. Number 15, Lindsay Leinbach. Number 49, Macy Fulkerson. Number 8, Matt Adams. Number 20, Maggie Kine. Number 21, Natalie McCall. Number 31, Ruby Smentowski. And number 11, Sammy Yost. The coaches of PCEP, Megan DeBruin and Emily Mulvin. And now the Ann Arbor Pioneers. Number 2, Megan Fonts. Number 3, Gabby Prince. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Number 5, Teddy Colbert. Number 6, Sienna Galban. Number 7, Kate Solban. Number 8, Ellie Keene. Number 9, Abby Bowers. Number 10, Lily Solban. Number 11, Emma Van Alstein. Number 13, Sophie Miranda. Number 14, Natalie Millman. Number 15, Margaret Wozniak. Number 16, Maren Brady. Number 17, Jesse Daly. Number 19, Maya Hammerman. Number 20, Megan Edwards. Number 21, Sophia Jimenez. Number 25, Grace Grabowski. Number 28, Ann McGowan. Number 33, Maddie Grand. And number 36, Sarah Huffman. Also, number 18, Caitlin Rice. The head coach of Pioneer, Jane Nixon, assisted by Katie Valle, April Bertine, Darcy Knoll, and Jesse Heber. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise now, remove caps for the playing of the national anthem. One moment, please.
You spent your time with.
Thank you for your patience and your cooperation.
15 minutes up on the clock as we're getting ready to go. Again, both teams coming in on big winning streaks, 7-game winning streak for Pioneer, 9-game winning streak for the Panthers across the way. Pioneer gathered around their goal to the right.
On the field today, the officials.
Yes, here's the officials.
Nancy Cox and Marin Langford.
So Nancy Cox and Mel Langford are the officials for today's match. As they head out, they have the purple shirts on, or purple, it would be pink. Everyone else is wearing purple, sorry. So it would just be thoroughly confusing to have them wearing purple, but that's all right. Again, a chance to advance to the semifinals on Wednesday, happening at Dearborn. We believe, again, it was mentioned Rockford for us, but I believe last time I looked it was both at Dearborn. We will double check that between now and then. Hopefully Pioneer able to advance, so we'll be able to bring that to you. But again, Plymouth-Canton Educational Program has some other results in mind as we have a good crowd coming in. Game time temperatures 72 degrees. As boy, we have had just a fantastic weekend. Of course, I spent it in a couple ice rinks, but still, it has been a fantastic weekend. Little blast, last gasp of summer before, again, Wednesday it's supposed to get cold again and rainy. That moved over to Millman. Millman brings it up over the center line, getting it over on the far side. Now Grabowski feeds it. Coming ahead with it on that far side is Galvin. Galvin moving it over to Millman. Millman in the circle. Millman trying to make her way through. Puts it over, and that comes out the end line just a few feet over to the near side. And we'll bring it out to the 16 for a 16-yard hit for the Panthers. As they'll have that set now, move it over just a little bit. Robertson to take that from the 16. Robertson moves it ahead, and that picked up. Coming over with it was Leinbach. Now over on the near side, Wozniak gets it over to Lily Solden. Lily Solden bringing it ahead. Lily Solden gets it over on the near side. Trying to get it over is Galbin. Now coming in. Here comes Bowers on the edge of the circle. Bowers trying to put it deep as that goes out the end line over to the far side. As Mano has that, rolls that right back out to the 16. 13:45 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Panthers versus Pioneer. Your Pioneer team is in the white shirts with purple. The Panthers are in the darker purple shirts with the white accents as Wozniak brings it ahead. That tip, McCall trying to get it, pulled over by Kate Solden. Kate Solden had that knocked away by Christensen. Now here comes Millman. Millman gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to feed it over to Tolbert. Tolbert brings it into the circle. Tolbert over on that end line out in front. And that went off of a shin and a whistle. That is going to come back out again to a 16-yard hit. Stopped there by Lily Solden. Lily Solden gets it over to Millman. Millman inside the circle with a shot. Is that stopped? As Palladino is the keeper on the Panthers side. Grand the keeper for Pioneer. Again, 16-yard hit for Robertson. That comes all the way in along the far side. Here comes Brady. Brady trying to feed ahead to Grabowski. Grabowski moves it over to Tolbert and along the end line. Tolbert trying to move it back. That's stolen away by Dugan. That'll be a whistle and brought back over. Brady will have it on the far sideline. Brady trying to get across. That comes over and that will go out the end line. Pioneer keeping a lot of pressure, but shots just end up going a little wide so far as they'll dial that in and try and get some tips out in front as Robertson again feeds it ahead. That's stolen away. Here comes Millman. Millman races into the circle. Millman moves it over. Tolbert out in front. That kicked out the end line by Palladino. That will come back out to the 25. Millman quickly restarts. Gets it into the circle. That's loose. And that is going to go off of a foot. That is going to turn into a corner. Kate Solden
will be inbounding.
To take the corner, so she'll be on the insert. Kate Solden puts it top of the circle over to Millman. Millman fires it. That is going to come back out to the 25 for Pioneer as moving it over. Grabbing it, Lily Solden. Lily Solden has it pulled away. That's sent the other direction. Knocked down by Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to make it past Christensen. Kate Solden gets past Bowl. Now coming in as Tolbert has it, but that is going to be a corner for Pioneer. Kate Solden moves over to take it on the near side of the goal, so she'll have the insert. She gets that again to Millman, top of the circle. Millman moves it over to Tolbert, back over to Lily Solden. Lily Solden with the shot, that deflected. Kate Solden out in front, puts it in.
Pioneer goal.
Kate Solden unassisted.
Kate Solden
And at 10:19, Pioneer on the board first. 1-0 at 10:19. Pioneer has kept a lot of pressure on the Panthers, but again, the Panthers are riding a 9-game winning streak. They had a couple losses to start off the season, 3 losses to start off the season, and they have really turned it around towards the end of the season. That grabbed right at the center line, pulled over, moved back over to Wozniak. Wozniak on the near sideline, moves ahead to Millman. Millman racing ahead with it. That ball got stuck. Here comes Millman on the restart. Millman getting it ahead. Coming over on the far wing is Tolbert. Tolbert makes a nifty move, gets it between a pair of legs, moves it over to Grabowski. Grabowski in the far corner. That goes out the end line. And we'll go back to the 25-yard line. Over just inside the far sideline. Brady gets it over. Here comes Grabowski. Grabowski moves it in the circle, trying to get to Tolbert. That's sent out the far sideline. That will be the Panthers with the restart on the far sideline, as that is going to be Mano starting things off. Mano trying to feed it ahead. Tolbert takes it. Tolbert on a cross, trying to get over to Bowers. Knocked down, as trying to get it is Towski had it. Now coming over. Kate Solden, or Lily Solden, trying to put it out in front. That kicked away by Pauladino. Still loose. Now coming over. Here comes Wozniak on the circle. That knocked away from Wozniak, trying to get it away from Allen as they were tangling. Pioneer on the restart. That'll get moved back out as Millman gets it over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to go between a pair of players. Over to Millman on the near side. Millman trying to get it in. That tipped away. Here comes Kate Solden. Back over to Millman as trying to work hard in the middle was Kime. And to keep that out, that will be a 16-yard hit by the Panthers. All the way back to Kate Solden. Kate Solden moves it ahead and slips into the circle. Now tipped over to Grabowski. Grabowski has it just on the far side of the circle. That knocked away as they're trying to get it all the way over to Matahar. As that will come back out to the 16. Jimenez in for Pioneer. All the way back, Keene gets it over onto the far sideline for Millman. Millman trying to get past some contact. Millman dribbling down that far sideline. Millman gets it over to Brady, sweeping it over. Now on that far side is Tolbert. Tolbert trying to make a move coming down the far sideline. Or excuse me, that's Galbon, sorry. Back out to a 16-yard hit. And intercepted coming in. Here comes Galbon. Galbon with it, and that deflected up high, goes over. That was over. As the 5 and the 6 sometimes trying to catch that little underpiece. So I'll do my best to get that a little bit better. I appreciate that. Back over, trying to pull it down, trying to tip it away was Wozniak. Wozniak. That goes coming ahead as Matahar has it. Matahar trying to tip that, and Millman has it. That's going to be a restart for Pioneer. Millman just on the other side now brings it over the center stripe as that's coming over to Galbon. Galbon trying to get it past a couple of players over. Now racing over is Brady. Brady chips it on a cross. That got knocked down, and trying to fire it out the other direction was Robertson. Coming down on the near wing is Wozniak. Wozniak has that whistle. Tipped away. Battle for it. Coming over on the near side. Dan Wozniak trying to get it. Now Millman gets it over to Tolbert. Tolbert coming in with it. Tolbert with a shot now on the near. Just out in front. And whistle, and that will turn into a corner. Solden on the insert. And comes out Brady. Brady moves it over to Tolbert. Tolbert over to Millman. Millman trying to get it out in front. Galbon trying to Sneak it in. That goes just out. And will be out to the 16 for a free hit for the Panthers. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead. 5 minutes left to go here in the first. As that sent out an Tolberg took that off of the right leg as she looks all right, but that couldn't have felt good. And chipped up in the air, trying to pull it over as Bowers. Now coming ahead with it, Millman. Millman moves it over. Here comes Tolbert. Tolbert trying to get it over. That kicked away, loose. Bowers right out in front, and that will go back out to the 16 for the Panthers. Pioneer continuing to keep lots of pressure on the Panthers. Panthers very good at collapsing underneath and providing good defense inside the circle as Millman now fires it over. That just goes wide about a foot or two to the far side. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead, as that is Robertson moving it ahead. Stopped by Jimenez. Jimenez comes over on the near side. Jimenez trying to move it past a pair of defenders. That loose and now cleared all the way back outside the circle. Over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to get it past that, tipped and out the end line. That is going to come out for a 16-yard hit for the Panthers. 3:35 left to go here in the first. Robertson moves it, knocked down. Here comes Tolbert. Tolbert coming into the circle. Tolbert, that tipped as Mano trying to get to it. That went right off of Robertson, and a centering attempt goes all the way out the near sideline. That is going to be Panther ball. As still shaking her hand, Robertson took a ball off of her left hand and shaking, trying to get some feeling back in that hand. That moved over, trying to get it. That pulled back as Christensen had it. Christensen on the restart. Christensen moving it over. Kinsey going to challenge. Kinsey trying to pull that away. Whistle. That's going to be a restart. Christensen quickly had Wozniak. Stops that. Wozniak trying to get it over to Millman. That's going to be a restart for the Panthers. As Christensen fires it ahead. Wozniak takes it, gets it over to Millman. Millman moves it back over on the far side. Racing ahead with it is Brady. Brady gets it down to Grabowski. Grabowski moves it over to Tolbert. Tolbert has that poked away by Robertson. Robertson trying to go the other direction. Grabowski trying to keep it in. That went out the far sideline. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first. 1-0. Pioneer with the lead. That's stolen right to the edge of the circle. Now grabbing it. Christensen trying to get it down. Jimenez at it now. Here comes Wozniak. Wozniak trying to get it around Bull. And tipped over on the far side. Pulled away as Matahar has that knocked down. Pulled away by Millman. Millman comes back. Millman sweeps it back over to Brady. Now over to Keene. Keene on her own side of the center line. Keene gets it over to Wozniak over on the near wing. And sent ahead as Kate Solden has it. Kate Solden ahead to Millman. Millman has that poked away, battling Robertson. Robertson gets it over back out, but that's going to be a restart at the 20. Coming in, here comes Millman. Millman with a shot that kicked away. Excellent work over there by Pauladino. That's going to come out to the 16 for Plymouth, 1-0. Pioneer with the lead with 1 minute, 10 seconds left. Knocked down into the circle. Trying to send it off as that was Galbin, who stopped it on the edge of the circle. Coming back to Millman. Millman just on the top of the circle. Millman comes in, fires it. That just goes wide to the near side and will go out. And we'll go back to the 16 for the Panthers. 50 seconds left to go here in the first. Brought ahead, fired down, tipped up, racing over to get it is Brady Whistle. "25 seconds left to go. As trying to make a move coming over. Galbin steals that away. Galbin gets it over to Kinsey. Kinsey trying to race into the circle, trying to pull that away from That will come back over. Trying to get that away from Kuhn. Move back, 6 seconds left to go. Whistle there. 3 seconds left to go. Millman trying to get in. And that is the end of the first one. Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA, and we'll head to the second. Pioneer with the 1-0 lead. So there will be a corner with no time here.
Corner is a penalty play, and there will be an untimed down to end the quarter.
So we have an untimed play.
Untimed play, excuse me.
As Kate Solden on the insert gets it over to Millman. Millman trying to get it out. That goes out. That will be the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the quarter.
Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Field Hockey. That includes the Platinum sponsors. The Platinum sponsors are Capital Sales Company, Fleur de Lance, University of Windsor, Velocity EHS, Orange Theory, Blue Lion Fitness, Cliff Keen Athletics, and Smoothie King. Other sponsors includes gold sponsors, Dexter Family Dentistry, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Family Hairstylist, Leonard Barbers, Grease Shaver Dentistry, Joe's Pizza, ONW Incorporated, Pinnacle Field Hockey and Smoothie King. Silver sponsors includes Inspire Dental, Heidi Kusarellis Insurance, Holidays Restaurant, Coatry Dental, Liberty Dental, Stadium Market, and bronze sponsors includes the Ann Arbor Observer, Burns Park Orthodontics, Little Caesars Pizza, the Stadium location, Sick Transit Cycles, Washtenaw Dairy, Wurtzel Family Dentistry, and York. As let's play another message from the MHSAA. We'll get back going in 50 seconds.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
15 minutes up on the clock, getting ready to go here as Pioneer Millman ready to get things started. Pioneer up 1-0. That moved over to Brady. Brady feeds it over, coming up the far side. Grabowski. Grabowski gets it ahead. As trying to move it back over. Here comes Pioneer. That chipped all the way into the far corner, moving over into the circle as McGowan trying to get to it. That is going to turn into a corner.
Corner, Pioneer.
So we're in the second. 30 seconds gone from the second. Pioneer ended the quarter with the corner. Now they start off with the corner. Kate Solden on the insert. And all the way, top of the circle over to Brady. Brady moves it over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to get a cross in along the end line, and they'll say that touched the end line. Now go back out to the 16. Or no, that's going to go out to the 25 for Pioneer to restart there. So Brady will have it. Gets it over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden Trying to move it over. Here comes Millman. Millman puts it out. That knocked down out in front as Mano puts it all the way in along the far sideline. Is trying to pull that away. Is Grabowski in and racing over McGowan trying to get to it. That'll be a corner. And Pioneer has controlled a lot of the play down in the Plymouth end. They've only been able to cash in once, as that was Kate Solden putting it in. Speaking of Kate Solden, she will be on the insert. That out over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to move it down the pitch. Grabowski looking for a corner. That tip just on the far side of the goal. Out. Jimenez trying to pull that away, as well as McGowan, and a whistle.
Do it again.
That is going to be another corner. As Plymouth, their defense really does a good job of collapsing inside that circle. As well as Pauladino has been very active as a keeper and kept those legs turning and kicking. Here comes the insert. Kate Solden over, trying to get it to Millman. That just tipped away. Jimenez has it outside of the circle. Now Jimenez trying to fire it in. And out in front and scores!
Pioneer goal.
Pioneer with the goal. As Grabowski on the goal.
Grace Grabowski gets the goal.
There's a number of Pioneer players in there, so it makes life tough on the spotters. Feeding it ahead, that tipped away, grabbing it, moving it ahead. Here comes Plymouth, as over on the far side is Bowl. Bowl has that knocked away. Millman trying to get it. Millman makes a move, heading up the pitch. Millman has that pulled away, coming the other direction. That's sent deep into the circle, coming over, and slips out the end line as it would not settle down for Garrison. Garrison had it on the far edge, and it just slipped out. Kate Solden on the 16-yard hit gets that over on the far side, as bringing it up over the center line. That'll go out the end line, and Yost will get it started on the far sideline. Yost fires it down the far sideline. Racing over is Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to get it over to Grabowski. That went out the far sideline. That will be a restart for Pioneer. As that moved back over by Wozniak now, over Keene, over to Wozniak. Wozniak moves it ahead, now racing Jimenez, and gathered. Kinsey trying to knock that away. As Kuhn now gets things started back. Brady trying to pull it out, but that's going to be a whistle on the Panthers. We'll roll it back for the restart. As Kuhn again has it. Just inside the near sideline on her own side of the 50. That knocked back and coming ahead. McGowan with it. McGowan trying to get between a trio of defenders. That knocked all the way over on the far side. Trying to hold it in. That tipped away by Robertson. Gathered in by McGowan. McGowan trying to get past Robertson. Robertson making it difficult. That's going to be over on the far sideline. As Grabowski moves ahead. Getting that back over, that's going to be a whistle, and Plymouth with the restart. Grabbed, intercepted by McGowan. McGowan trying to make her way past Yost. A stop, and that'll be a restart for Yost. Yost. And tipped now coming over. Here comes Pioneer trying to get it into the circle, racing over Mano, who feeds it out the far sideline. Pioneer will have it there. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left to go. 2-0. Pioneer with the lead here in the second. But the Panthers have really made it hard on Pioneer, as Pioneer's had it in the circle a lot. But now moving it ahead. That grabbed. Trying to race and come it in. Galvin with it. Now Jimenez with the shot. That tipped and out the end line over on the near side. Now we'll come back out to the 16. As that's Kuhn on the 16-yard hit. Knocked down by Millman. Galban back in for Pioneer. That moved right to the edge. Brady on the edge of the circle. Restart for the Panthers. Tipped all the way back to Keene. Keene plays it down the near sideline to Jimenez. Jimenez has that tipped away. Now trying to rocket it forward, bringing it the other direction. Kate Solden. Kate Solden has it knocked down by Christensen. Christensen comes over on the near side. Christensen right to the center line. Wozniak steals it there. Jimenez dribbling it down the near sideline. Gets it ahead as here comes Tolbert. Tolbert trying to make a move, trying to get into the circle. Tolbert in along the end line with a cross. Out in front, spinning with it. Oh, and Millman with the shot. That got a little too much air and sailed over. That will be out to the 25 for Pioneer. As moved over, picking it up Jimenez on the near wing. Jimenez gets it back over to Wozniak. Wozniak trying to get that through. Matahar. Wozniak with the restart over to Millman. Top of the circle, trying to get it underneath. That loose. Trying to pull it over, is trying to knock that away was Kime. All the way over. Matahar has it. Matahar coming down on the near wing. She'll have a restart as she'll move it back over a little bit. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. Under 7 minutes left to go. Before halftime, Kuhn moves it forward. Tipped by Millman. Now over to Brady. Brady right at the blockades. Brady moves it ahead. That knocked down, sent the other direction by the Panthers. Now Keene tips it. Keene tries to bring it ahead. Keene gets it right at the center line. Knocked the other direction, but Keene picks it back up. Keene gets it through a trio of defenders. Knocked down. Trying to get it is Galvin. That'll be a restart for Pioneer as Brady sweeps that back. As Grabowski moves it back over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden back over to Miranda. Miranda trying to get it through traffic, but Bow knocks it out. Brought back. Kate Soldan has it. Knocked away. Here comes Matahar. Matahar working down onto the far sideline, racing ahead with it. That picked up by Bowl. Bowl coming down, dribbling it down the far sideline into the far corner. Trying to poke that away was Miranda. Whistle, and that is going to be a restart for the Panthers. They have it on that far sideline. Stolen away by Millman. Millman races ahead. Millman puts it down on the far sideline. Millman trying to get around Robertson. Robertson has played some very good defense so far. Back over to Grabowski. Grabowski gets it over the center line. Millman trying to move it forward. That goes out the sideline right in front of the Plymouth-Canton bench. Pulling it back over. Grabowski has it. Grabowski back over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to get away from Matahar. And tips out the far sideline. Under 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Pioneer with the 2-0 lead. Grabowski on that far sideline moves it back. Ryson as that pulled ahead. Here comes Kate Solden. Kate Solden moves it. Trying to pick that up was Galba. That out the far sideline. And brought ahead. And that'll go out as Mano will start things off for the Panthers. On the far sideline, knocked down. Here comes Millman. Millman racing into the circle. Millman with a shot that got knocked down by Robertson. Robertson getting in the way. That's going to be a corner. 4 minutes left to go here before halftime. 2-0 Pioneer. There is a game following this. Unfortunately, we will not be able to broadcast due to prior commitments, but there is a game at 7 o'clock here. That between Skyline and I had it written down, but I don't have it this moment. Or not Skyline, Celine, excuse me. Celine playing. As that shot in, Tip trying to knock it down. And no goal called.
Penalty stroke is called.
That is going to be a penalty stroke as Millman has it at the penalty spot. As if you so the Pioneer men's soccer game, they got bit by a penalty shot that ended up tying it up and sending it to overtime. Here, Pioneer trying to make it a 3-goal lead on Millman's penalty stroke. Up and in, and the score, and Millman, who had a hat trick in the last game, makes it 3-0. That at 3:30. Now the future Michigan Wolverine makes it 3-0. And ball set right at center as Bowles has it right at inside the center circle. That move back to Matahar. Matahar, as that trying to steal it away was Grabowski. Now that brought ahead by the Panthers, moving it down over on that far side. Tipped back in along the far sideline. Bringing it ahead as here comes Galban. Galban has it poked away. And it's going to be a restart for Pioneer as Grabowski has it into the far corner. Here comes Galban in along the end line. And it's going to be another restart for Pioneers. That got tipped off the body.
We'll have a corner.
So that will be a corner for Pioneer as Kate Sultan comes over for the corner on the near side, so she'll have the insert. And grab, here comes Brady. Brady moves over to Tolbert. Tolbert with the bouncing shot, and it goes in! Oh, Tolbert with the knuckleball shot.
Now Millman gets the goal.
Millman tips it from Tolbert. That goes in at 2:20. Pioneer extends their lead to 4-0, and timeout called. So we'll play a little push on here as we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go before halftime. Beautiful set play there by Pioneer is firing it in. Tolbert and tipped by Millman for her second goal of the game. Again, she had a hat trick in the first opening round versus Forest Hills. And Pioneer has that 4-0 lead, 2:20 left to go before halftime on one of the fewer. Today's supposed to be a gorgeous day, and it is above 70 degrees still right now. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice. Then we're supposed to get back into the true fall rainy weather. So, boy, we are enjoying this brief respite. Jimenez will have it set right at the center line, or at the center circle. Coming in to take that for the Panthers is Bowles. If you want to watch more field hockey again, Celine will play next versus and pulled in along the far sideline. As that is going to be the Panthers on the restart, as that's fired forward. Tip trying to get to it. Move back over. Bowles trying to move it ahead. Now Millman lifts it away. Millman gets it over to Galban. Galban steals it, trying to move it forward from Keim. Keim trying to poke it the other direction. Tolbert trying to poke at it as well. Jimenez racing as Keim has it. Keim moving back over. Jimenez trying to knock that as that goes all the way out the far sideline. Brady will go over to grab that. 1 minute 30 seconds left to go before halftime. Roll back over, trying to pull it ahead. Here comes Kate Solden. Kate Solden gets it over to Keene. Keene always exceedingly steady on the defensive end, over to Wozniak. Wozniak gets it over to Grice. Grice coming up the near sideline. Grice trying to get it over to Tolbert. Tolbert in along the end line, trying to move past a pair of defenders. The whistle, and Tolbert will restart. Back over to Wozniak. Wozniak trying to move it on the end line. That poked away and by Dugan. Dugan knocked it out. That will go back out to the 25 for Pioneer, as Millman will take it there. 50 seconds left to go before halftime. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Getting it over to Tolbert. Tolbert has it just outside the circle. Makes a good move to get in. That knocked down in along the end line. And valiant attempt by Galban to keep it in the end line.
Corner for Pioneer.
So Menez trying to play down there and keep it in. That'll be a Pioneer quarter. As Kate Solden again on the corner, as she always does. Does a fantastic job with it. And swept out top. Moving back over. Millman moves it over to Tolbert. Tolbert gets her way in. Tolbert firing out in front. Kick back out. Trying to grab it over as Grabowski put in. That is the whistle, and that will be halftime. So let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back. Pioneer has the 4-0 lead at the half.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
So again, let's go over and talk a little bit about what's going on. Again, the game after this that we will not be able to cover, but if you want to see more amazing field hockey, it is Saline versus the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. That's a team that we see a lot playing in the ice hockey girls league. So Blackhawks, they wear, guess what color? Purple. So it'll be Saline versus another purple team, the Blackhawks. That's happening immediately following this. Then the winner of this game will play the winner of that game, and that will happen 7 o'clock. It says on the bracket it's at Rockford. I'm pretty sure that both those games are at Dearborn, as I know the other top side of the bracket plays at Dearborn High School on Wednesday the 26th. That should be a 5 and 7 o'clock game. So that's what's going on here. Top side of the bracket right now, Skyline is playing right now over at Novi High School. They're playing Farmington United. If they advance, they will play the winner of Novi High School versus Dearborn. The championship, if Pioneer is able to win here, able to win and beat the winner of Saline Bloomfield, that will be at Saline on 10 o'clock on Saturday. So if Pioneer are able to win all the way out, they will have either knocked out Saline or Bloomfield and get to play there. So keep that marked. We have a couple more items as this is the final Pioneer team that we cover. I know volleyball's still playing a little bit, and check out water polo is doing well, and lots of other things. But the last Pioneer team at this moment that we cover before winter sports playing. So we are excited to get going in early November with Pioneer men's and women's hockey. We already have Michigan women's hockey going as they split a pair versus Indiana State, won at Yost Ice Arena on Friday, and that was a 3-2 win with 40 seconds left to go. And then Indiana Tech, who's a very, very good team, came out and got revenge on Saturday 5-0. 4-0 coming out. Of course, the state championships last year was Skyline versus Pioneer. The year before that, Pioneer versus Dexter. The last couple years before that was Pioneer versus Dexter. So Pioneer hoping to make it and not be snake bit in that championship and find a way to get that state title. They have had, Nixon has had an amazing team for a very long time. Just looking to try and finish things off. Grand is on the sideline, so it does look like Huffman is going to be playing goal for Pioneer in this second half. Pioneer up 4-0 as the Panthers had really kind of made it difficult for Pioneer. They were only able to score once in the first, and then they had broke it open after the 12-16 mark. They made it 2-0. So in the first at 10-19, it was Kate Solden scoring. Then Grabowski put it in the second at 2:10. Then at 3:30, it was Millman penalty stroke. Then at 2:20, it was Millman from Tolbert. That moved over onto the far side. As the Pioneer fans have the Let's Go Pioneer chant going. And sent ahead by Wozniak. Back over, bringing it ahead. The Panthers knocked down. Here comes Grabowski on the far wing. Grabowski gets it ahead. Moving over. They had tipped. Bowers trying to move it ahead. And it will be another restart for Pioneer right at the center line, dribbling down the far sideline. Trying to get past Keim. It goes out the sideline. Keim with it. Keim moving it ahead. That tipped back. Now Christensen on that far wing. That knocked down by Pioneer, coming ahead with it. Here comes Bowers. Bowers trying to get that over to Tolbert. Bowers trying to get through traffic. That went up and off of Christensen. That will be Pioneer on the restart. Kate Solden gets it ahead. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez coming down on the near wing. Jimenez gets it into the circle. And it's sent right back out, gathering it in. Here comes Brady. Brady feeds it. Top of the circle in for Galban. That over. Jimenez trying to get it, and that just slips out the sideline. They'll come back out to the 16. 3:34 left to go here in the third. As Robertson feeds it ahead. As that grab by Allen, but pulled away by Jimenez. Jimenez gets it over to Galban. Galban trying to get into the circle. Galban over. Puts it out in front. Trying to knock it in was Bowers. Now here comes Galban with a shot that just goes wide to the near side. Good effort. And that will come back out to the 16 for the Panthers. 13 minutes left to go here in the third. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead as Mano moving it over, and that just slipped past Leinbach. Pulling it over. Here comes Brady. Brady, sweep hit over. Leinbach knocks it down. Or excuse me, that wasn't Leinbach. That was Bowl down. Knocked all the way down. Foot race trying to get to it. Allen trying to grab it, and it goes out the end line. Well, Allen showed some speed as she put on every little bit of effort, but that ball just hit a little far out, and that's going to come out to 16 for Pioneer. Brady moves it over, loose, and good job by Huffman to knock that out as Oldergod had it. Olderog. And that's a good opportunity. That's going to come out to the 25 for the Panthers. As that's going to be Keim with it there. Keim brings it ahead. Keim rolls it over. Bringing it down Robertson. Robertson trying to get it down Bowers. Pair of nines battling there. Knocked down, and now that goes out the far sideline, but that will be Pioneer on the restart. As Wozniak has it there. Wozniak lifts it high. Tipped down by Millman. Millman rolls it over to Jimenez. Jimenez brings it up. Jimenez moves it over on the near side to Brady. Brady races over the center stripe. Brady trying to get it back over. That pulled away by Allen. And that is going to be a restart quickly. Christensen fires it down the pitch. Taken down by Brady. Brady back over to Keene. Keene tries to start the Pioneer rush again over on the near side. That knocked down by Bowl. Bowl trying to center it. Millman steals that pass away. Millman tips it back. That is going to be Pioneer on the restart. Millman over to Jimenez. Jimenez, true, does a, just barely. Valiant attempt by Jimenez to keep it as it hopped over her stick. She couldn't quite keep it in as that by her down. Picking it up over on the near side. Here comes Galban. Galban trying to move it forward. Galban races ahead with it. Galban comes down over trying to get to Tolbert. Tolbert in the circle as that's pulled away by Keim. Keim. As on the far side of the circle, Keim comes over on the far wing. Keim. And a whistle. That's going to be a restart for the Panthers. That tip back ahead. Trying to pull it forward. Here comes the Panthers as they have it. As Matahar will have it on the far sideline. Matahar moves it back. Rolled, trying to get ahead to Christensen, stolen away by Millman. Millman races down the far sideline. Millman stops, trying to avoid pressure by Christensen. That rolled over onto the near wing. Racing over, trying to get to it, and can't quite get to it. That goes out the near sideline.
Now in for the Panthers.
Mano has it on the near sideline. Kuhn in for the Panthers. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left. That pulled back around. Bull had it. Stolen away by Jimenez. And down on the near sideline. Stopped there as Mano has that off of Galban's stick out the near sideline. So Mano will restart on her own defensive territory. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. Mano fires it through Jimenez, trying to pull it back, trying to get away from pressure by Bowl. Bowl brings it over this midline. Bowl crosses over as that's pulled away by Wozniak. Wozniak starts to rush the other way. Wozniak ahead to Millman. Millman works through contact. Millman moves over, trying to get it, pulling it down over on that far wing. Shot by Tolbert. That just goes high. 8:35 left to go here in the third. 4-0.
Lily Soldan now in for Pioneer.
Lily Soldan back in for Pioneer. That will be a 16-yard hit. Robertson with it. Knocked down by Lily Soldan. Lily Soldan trying to get to it. Bull moves it over to Keim. Keim trying to get it away. Here comes Millman. Millman makes it through the legs. Millman coming in with it. That knocked away and trying to get it back. And firing Lily Soldan. And just a bit of a misfire there. That tipped back over to off the near side by Bull and out the near sideline. Bull gets it back as that is grabbed by Smentowski. Smentowski with it. Smentowski moves it forward. That knocked down, bringing it ahead as here comes Matahar. Matahar dispossessed by Brady. Brady on the near sideline. Brady feeds ahead to Tolbert. Tolbert over the center line. Tolbert racing down the near sideline. Tolbert gets ahead to Jimenez, to Galban. Galban over. Here comes Lily Soldan. Lily Soldan trying to avoid defensive pressure. That fired out and now lifted back out by Keim. As Tolbert has that poked away, that will go and be a restart for the Panthers with under 7 minutes left to go in the third. Pioneer up 4-0. And pulled back over Bull. Sends it to the center of the pitch. Natalie Miltman takes it away. Now that moved over to Galban. Galban feeds it ahead as coming Lily Soldan trying to get it over, and that whistle. And it's going to come back over to Tolbert. Tolbert with the cross, and that'll go out the end line. That will come back out to the 16 for the Panthers. 6:20 left to go here in the third. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead. That ball fed ahead. Christensen gets it over to Keim. Keim coming over, trying to get away from Grabowski. Keim dribbles it back to get a little bit of room. Keim right on that far sideline with the whistle. That is going to be a restart for the Panthers as Keim pulled up as she moves it ahead. As that is whistled, as Leinbach tipped that. As Keim with the restart fires it all the way down. And it will go out the end line. Pioneers should have that at the 16. 5:30 left to go here in the third. Pioneer 4-0. As Kate Solden takes it. Kate Solden trying to avoid some heavy pressure by the Panthers. That knocked down, trying to move it ahead on that far wing.
Number 19.
As that was Dugan ahead. Here comes Galban. Galban makes it. over the center line. Galvin trying to avoid pressure. Comes over to the near side. Galvin. And a whistle as she had Adams right in front of her. Now that brought back over by Lily Solden. Lily Solden trying to fire it. Bull knocks that back all the way out. Picked up by Kate Solden. Kate Solden puts it right back into the circle. Knocked down. Galvin trying to get to it. Brought out in along the far sideline. Grabowski chasing it. That went out the far sideline. That should be Pioneer on the restart. 4:30 left to go here in the third. Back over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to get around Matahar. Kate Solden gets it down on the far sideline for Grabowski. Trying to feed it in. That tipped. Millman, and it just went just a little wide to the far side. That comes back out to the 16-yard hit, stolen away by Millman. Millman racing back into the circle. Millman. As that is going to be a corner for Pioneer. Kate Solden gets it set up on the far side of the goal, ready for the insert. And over to Millman. Millman trying to get through traffic, tipped away by Smetowski. That is going to be another corner for Pioneer. 3 minutes left to go here in the third. Kate Solden again on the insert. That comes out to Millman, top of the circle. Millman moves over the far side. Out in front. Shot knocked down. Over, tipped away. Good defensive play as Robertson again knocking that away. Over in front. Fonts puts it over, trying to poke it in. Grabowski. That will go out the end line, and that will be a 16-yard hit for the Panthers squad. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left to go as that pulled ahead. Millman trying to knock that away, but blasted down by Christensen. Christensen with it. Christensen feeds it ahead. As that will roll out the sideline. Pioneer with it.
Garrison, number 14, in for the Panthers. Also number 11,
Garrison. Garrison and Yost in for the Panthers. Pioneer will restart just in front of the Panthers bench as Wozniak has it there. Wozniak moves it ahead. Grabowski tips it. That will go out in front of the Pioneer bench. Fires out, picking it up. Here comes the Panthers, moving it over. Robertson as that knocked away, but that will be a restart. Christensen has it. Christensen moves it back to Robertson. Robertson trying to get past, knocked away as Van Alstine had it. Now Grabowski on that far sideline has it poked. That'll be a restart for Pioneer as bringing it ahead. Here comes Pioneer as that sent back, trying to get it Fawns. Lily Solden trying to knock that away from Dugan. Lily Solden into the far corner as that's poked back by Van Alstine. Van Alstine over to Grabowski, just on the edge of the circle. Grabowski trying to get it past Christensen. That brought back into the circle. Knocked down by Adams. And that will come back out to the 16. 25 seconds left to go. Here in the third, Pioneer up 4-0. Pioneer with the restart, moving over on the far side. Grabowski trying to make it past as that was stopped by Coons. Moved over. Here comes Pioneer Tolbert getting in. Tolbert with a shot. Knocked down out in front. And that will do it. As, by the way, that was James in there now for in goal. That will bring us to the fourth. Pioneer with a 4-0 lead. No scoring in the third. So we move to the fourth. Again, the wonderful sponsors, the Pioneer Field Hockey. That includes Capital Sales Company, Fleur de Lance, Windsor, University of Windsor, Velocity EHS, Orange Theory, Blue Lion Fitness, Cliff Keen, Smoothie King. And then the other sponsors, gold sponsors, includes Dexter Family Dentistry, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Family Hairstylist, Leonard Barbers, Grease Shaver Dentistry, Joe's Pizza, ONW Incorporated, and Pinnacle Field Hockey. Silver sponsors includes Inspire Dental, Heidi Casarellis Insurance, Holidays Restaurant, Coatry Dental, Liberty Dental, and Stadium Market. Bronze sponsors includes the Ann Arbor Observer, Burns Park Orthodontist, Little Caesars Pizza, the Stadium location, Sick Transit Cycles, Washtenaw Dairy, Wurtzel Family Dentistry, and York. Let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we are getting ready to go here in the fourth. Pioneer up 4-0. Bold to start things off. Right at the blockades. Bold moves it back to Christensen. Trying to knock it forward. Millman tips it away. Millman on the restart for Pioneer. Gets it over. Bringing it ahead. Here comes Tolbert. Trying to make it into the circle. Tolbert flips that over to Millman. Millman trying to make it deep. Coming back over. Millman with the bouncing shot. That got knocked down by James all the way back out. Trying to make a move was Kinsey and a whistle. 14:30 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer up 4-0. Pioneer love to keep their foot on the gas here to try and win and get a chance to play the winner of Saline versus Bloomfield Hills, which is the game following this one. Coming over on the far side, that cross over, loose, trying to fire it in, and that goes in and a goal. Corner, sorry.
Corner, please.
All right, corner on that. So that will be a corner for Pioneer with 14 minutes left to go. Kate Solden has it on the far side of the goal. Kate Solden for the insert. Brought back to Millman over on the far wing as that shot knocked down. Kinsey trying to get to it. Here comes Tolbert. Tolbert trying to work her way past the defense. A good defensive play out there. Now brought ahead as here comes Matahar. Matahar coming, dribbling down the near sideline. Matahar trying to get towards the center of the pitch. That pulled back over. Bowles sending it back. Here comes Millman. Millman starts the Pioneer rush the other way. Millman gets it ahead to Fawns. Fawns trying to make a move down on the near sideline. That knocked the other direction by Mano. Mano sends it all the way back. Matahar has it. Matahar On the near wing, comes down towards the end line. Matahar trying to get that past Keene. That comes over, and a whistle as we hit the 13-minute, 13:03. And it comes back over. That'll be a restart. As Fulkerson has it on the near side. Fulkerson gets it back over, now trying to work her way through traffic, pulled away as that slips out. Mano trying to stop it, but that slipped out the near sideline. Tolbert has it there, Tolbert. Leave that over as Pioneer get things going. As Mano has it, pulled away by Tolbert. Tolbert trying to work through pressure by Robertson. That'll go back over to the Panthers. Knocked down Kate Solton trying to get to it. Now that tipped ahead by Matahar. Over Bowl, back over to Matahar. Matahar has it, and that pulled back and along the near wing as Kate Solton trying to spin that the other direction. Pioneer with the restart. Kate Solton. What's behind her now, trying to lift that ahead, getting it. Here comes Tolbert. Tolbert right down the near sideline, trying to get around a defender ahead to Fawns. Fawns running, trying to get over, and just not quite enough speed. It goes out the end line. 11:30 left to go. Valiant effort by Fawns. As that sent ahead. Now bringing it, that blasted ahead by Garrison. All the way back deep end. That will go out. And ball on the far sideline. Plymouth-Canton has it. Over to Christensen. Christensen knocks it ahead. That loose. As trying to pull the way was Grice. Back over. Pulled down by Kate Solton into the far corner. Kate Solton trying to avoid Garrison. That is going to be Pioneer on the restart. Kate Solton has it.
Gracie Bowles, number 18, now in for the Panthers.
Bowles in for the Panthers. 10:30 left to go here in the fourth. If you want to watch live action, we won't be able to broadcast it due to previous commitments, but live action following Saline versus Bloomfield Hills. And over on the near side, Brady gets it back to Keene. Keene brings it ahead, trying to avoid Matahar. Bringing it up, Wozniak. Wozniak over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to get around Christensen. That over to Millman. Millman ahead over to Grabowski. Grabowski moves it ahead. Grabowski trying to get away from Bowles. Grabowski with the restart. 9:45 left to go here in the fourth as Brady moves over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden getting around Matahar. Kate Solden has that poked away by Fulkerson. And that'll be a restart for the Panthers. As Christensen will take that, moves it back over. Christensen. Blast that tip by Millman, but coming ahead to Bowles. Now Kate Solden has it. Kate Solden sweep hits it all the way down on the near side. Trying to come ahead is Fawns. Fawns trying to move it over that loose. Fawns battling on the near wing, getting it away from Robinson. And back over. Flipped over to Kinsey. Kinsey back over to Millman. Millman moves over, trying to find Van Alstine in the circle. Millman loses an edge and goes down.
Corner.
8:43 left to go here in the fourth corner. As Kate Solden moves over for the corner. There's the whistle that sent all the way Millman on the far side of the circle, tipped over and in.
Pioneer goal.
As Pioneer scores, I believe that was Kate Sultan who put it in. We'll double check with our spotter there. It was Kate Sultan from Grabowski.
Kate Solden gets the goal. The lead save.
That's her second goal of the game. 5-0.
Grabowski.
Grabowski on the assist. So Millman with 2 goals, Kate Sultan with 2 goals. Grabowski, who got the assist, has the other goal to make it 5 for Pioneer. As that's brought ahead, here comes the Panthers lifting it. Knocked down, making a move, coming over is Brady. Brady feeds it ahead. Here comes Millman. Millman over to Fawns, coming down on the near wing. Fawns with a centering attempt. Gets it back over. Van Alstine with a shot that got knocked down. All the way back out, picked up by Kate Sultan. Kate Sultan trying to get back into the circle. That shot tipped. And that will... Yeah.
Pioneer goal unassisted.
So Pioneer goal. Kate Solden gets a hat trick for Pioneer. That is 7:51. James showing a little frustration as that puck got batted up high, and James kind of pops the back of the goal in frustration. Pioneer with a 6-0 lead, 7:35 left to go here. Millman had the hat trick in the last game. Kate Sultan with the hat trick in today's game. As that pulled back over, Kate Sultan tips it. Now racing. And moved ahead and out the near sideline as they were trying to get it over to McCall and just out of her reach. So Keene on the restart. Keene. As that went off of a foot, that will be Pioneer again on the restart. As I believe that was Bowles who challenged. Now Keene feeds it back on the defensive side. That hops over Millman's stick. She gathers it back in though. Millman sweep hits it all the way down the far side. Here comes Grice. Grice trying to make her way through traffic. Grice racing down that far sideline. Grice. As that knocked away by Kuhn, and that goes out the far sideline. They'll say that's Panthers' ball as Kuhn will have it over there. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Kuhn moves it over as that blasted ahead all the way down by Kime. Pulled back over by Millman. Millman feeds it ahead, kind of move it over as Brady. Brady slows things up. Brady feeds it over on the far side for Grice, and that slips out the far sideline.
Number 17, Jesse Daly.
Daly comes in for Pioneer.
Number 19,
Hammerman comes in for Pioneer as well. We're under 6 minutes to go. Pioneer 6-0 with the lead here in the fourth. As Pioneer looks to continue to advance as they control it back on their own side of the 50. As trying to move it over, Bowles knocks it away. Now racing all the way, Dugan puts it into the far corner. Kate Solden trying to poke that away from Allen. Allen with the cross knocked away by Millman. Millman trying to poke that away from Dugan. Dugan moves it over, trying to get that back, but that will be Pioneer on the restart.
Anna Bowles, number 36.
Sweep hit all the way back by Millman. Gathered. Grice trying to move it ahead. Grice chips it.
D'Angelo, number 36, now in for the Panthers.
D'Angelo out there for the Panthers. As we're under 5 minutes left to go here. And moved ahead. So Grice has it on the far sideline. Grice feeds that back over. Moved all the way back. Kate Solden has it ahead. Kate Solden gets it past a pair of defenders. Kate Solden and moves it past Kime. Kate Solden gets it over onto the near wing and moved back by Grabowski. Now trying to fire that in was Brady. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the fourth. As that knocked down by Daly, that'll be a restart for Pioneer as they move it. And it went off of a foot all the way on the near side. That will be a restart for the Panthers as Keim has it. Keim trying to move that ahead. That went off of Daly.
And a Bowl, number 35, now in for
Bowl back
Plymouth-Canton.
in for the Panthers is bringing it ahead on that far wing. Is Wozniak. Wozniak moves that back over to Millman. Millman playing deep. Millman and get it ahead. That tipped by McCall, but working through traffic, coming ahead with it. And moving it is Kate Solden. Kate Solden gets it all the way down. Here comes Grabowski. Grabowski makes her way into the circle. Grabowski feeding it. That knocked away out in front. Daly trying to poke her way at it. But good defense by Smentowski. Now brought ahead. Here comes Keene. Keene fires that. Kicked away on the far side by James. 2 minutes. 45 seconds left to go. As that is going to be a corner. Kate Solden over
Solden with the insert
for the
Pioneer
insert.
corner.
Kate Solden gets it set. As over to Millman. Millman fires it. Tipped and out the far sideline. And we'll bring it out to 16. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Or excuse me, that comes back out to 25. Millman with it. Millman moves it over. Keene coming down on the near side. Keene gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski in along the end line. Grabowski, that'll go out the end line. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go. Right back out to the 25. Brought ahead over on the near side to Keene. Keene over to Grabowski. That knocked away. Trying to hold it in is Keim. Keim has it on the near sideline. Keim spins with it, trying to get room. 1 minute, 25 seconds left to go here. That will go out the near sideline. As they will have that ahead as Bowl fires it down. Trying to poke it, is bringing it ahead. Here comes the Panthers. And knocked away as Olderog had it. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to go. Timeout called. As injured player for Pioneer. As that is Kate Solden on the injury. We hope she's all right. You don't want to see any of these players injured, but Kate Solden has been a fantastic player for Pioneer. And she is on her side there. We don't, Pioneer all gathers up. As the trainers continue to work on Kate Solden. After this game, again, we will not have the broadcast, but right after this game, about 10 minutes, will be Saline versus the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. They wear purple, so if you want to just grab your Pioneer gear and come down. Kate Solden is up, and she is being helped off as she is putting almost no pressure on that right leg, and hopefully it's just a ankle sprain or something. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and we will send best wishes and thoughts over to her. Hopefully she'll be all right. So you don't want to see any of these wonderful athletes injured. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to go. So we hope that Kate Solden will be all right. Love to have her available for Wednesday, but most importantly, love to have her Not be too injured. That comes back over and
Abby Bowers, number 9.
the other
in for
direction.
Pioneer.
Bowers in for Pioneer. And sweep it down the near sideline. That will go out. Just led Grabowski just a little too far. 50 seconds left to go. Mano with it on the near sideline. Mano trying to fire it ahead. That knocked down. Trying to bring it ahead is Kinsey. Kinsey has that poked away, but that will be a restart for Pioneer. 37 seconds left to go. Bringing ahead is Kinsey. Kinsey trying to move it towards the center. Now Brady trying to bring it back. Under 30 seconds left to go. 25 seconds. Brady back in along the end line. Brady with the cross. That knocked down, and that will bring that out, as that will be a corner. With 10 seconds left to go, you figured they will probably do this corner, and that will be it. As Pioneer will have to find someone else to take that. Keene will take the corner, so they'll let this corner go, and then that will be the end of this contest. 6-0, and Millman comes in. Millman with the blast. That knocked down and not in, and that will be.
That's the game.
That is the game. So Pioneer advances 6-0. Pioneer wins the game as, again, Kate Solt went off for an injury. She had 3 goals during the game as 2 for Millman, Grabowski with 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for
As
coming.
we will be back hopefully Wednesday. We'll figure out exactly where that is, I believe Dearborn, and see if they'll let us broadcast from there. And we'll try and have that game on Wednesday for you. And then if at all possible, if Pioneer advances, we'll have the game on Saturday. For my camera person, Mike Butler, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and good night.
Between the